Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another YouTube video. So much has been happening lately. Just yesterday, we saw some crazy changes to salvaging. They were saying like a 20 to 30% nerf. It's not. It's like a 50% nerf. Truly, nerf of epic magnitude. Epic? Who even says epic these days? Epic magnitude. But yeah, I wanted to kind of go over the hot Reddit posts lately because every single one is basically like shitting on the update that happened. We'll see what Jagex says. So it could even happen in this ramble because usually Jagex tweets pretty early. But we are going to go to this scene now, and I have Old School RuneScape's Twitter pulled up. So just in the off chance that they actually tweet right now, we will cover it. But 19 hours ago, that is when they were basically saying, let's see, that's when they kind of made the secondary update. So December 3rd was the Sailing XP review and further fixes that all got implemented. Bunch of changes made tick manipulation super good, which like basically none of the community wants, especially that you're not even going to release a gnome cube. I'm talking to you, Jagex. Like, I know a gnome cube would not all of a sudden magically make people want to tick manipulate, but it would definitely ease the wrist pain that genuinely people are concerned about. We're all entering our 30s. We don't have the wrist capacity. No, we never had the wrist capacity, but we were just stupid in our 20s and we could just fuck around. But like, seriously, wrist issues are a real thing, and nobody wants to knife log, drop a salvage, knife log, drop a salvage. Even JCW, the guy that you probably would think is just a robot and has no feelings in his wrist. He just, even if he was developing wrist stuff, he would just power through it because he's a fucking gamer. Even he has his boat fixed in one position to minimize the amount of wrist strain. Yes, that would have been illegal. That would have been an illegal plugin years ago, and he's freely just has his everything stationary, so everything doesn't move. This is the kind of stuff that we see high level skill. This is like, this is no shame on JCW, by the way. He's a fucking gamer. He's great, but I'm just saying, like, when you hear, don't believe the high-level skillers. I'm going all over the place right now. Don't believe the high-level skillers that claim they want everything to be the same and knife log is epic until the end of time. Why have I said epic twice today? What even happened to my brain? I've never said epic for like years, and now I've just said it twice in one video. But like, it's because I keep seeing it now in the chat. But like, even the highest level, sweatiest skillers are trying to make it easier for themselves. They're always trying to make it easier for themselves. So why not just rip the Band-Aid off and give us something that feels somewhat better with the salvaging? Anyway, we need to talk. We're going to be talking about salvaging, and I also want to get to the Reddit thing. But I just needed to make that rant because seriously, like, this is just, it's just gotten to the point where it's sad. If you're going to be encouraging tick manipulation, which is fine, I guess, because I mean, I guess that's always been like tick manipulation is like the fastest XP generally. Like, first of all, I don't think we should be encouraging it. I would be even okay if the salvaging hooks went back to 4 tick instead of 5 tick, because the 5 tick has just made it so 1.5 tick and is just out of control. But most of the Reddit posts I see, and that we'll cover in a second, almost all of it is they're just complaining about the wrist issues. Like, that's basically everyone's fucking issue. Like, people actually enjoy rhythm in PVM. People enjoy tick precision. Most people. There's a lot of people on Reddit that would probably disagree with that. A lot of people are just really bad at the game, and a lot of it's not even their own fault. It's just like they don't have the hardware. They don't have a high refresh monitor going on that allows for very precise click precision accuracy. And yeah, so and some people are playing on mobile. Like, some people are playing on a laptop at 60 hertz with a Walmart mouse that they bought for $5, and they think this is like the peak of a setup, and they wonder why their clicks are total shit. So listen, actually don't listen. Let's just move on from here because I'm gonna just keep rambling about this stuff, and we need to get to the hot 2007 skate Reddit post, and I want to check out some of these. So Daily, and I want to hear your guys' comments on this stuff. But yeah, let me actually read some of what you guys have said. Because yeah, 1 hour of efficient 1.5 taken is 200k XP an hour. I actually don't know how much the dragon salvaging hooks really do, but them AirPod placement is wild. Were they like falling out of my ears? These are like the new ones. They don't really fit in my ear as well, but at least the pain is gone. For like the first 3 weeks when I got the new AirPods, it was like hurting my ears. I was so depressed. But also, I know I'm going all over the place, but we actually needed to cover one more thing, which is somebody in the comments, I forgot your name, but you said review the Fuji Apple Ginger Red Bull. We're going to be tasting this bad boy. I got it just for you, man. So become a YouTube member. All right, here we go. 15 calories. Yeah, that's good. It honestly just tastes like a ginger ale with a splash of like apple juice, kind of like chemically apple juice a little bit, but it's genuinely like very refreshing. I'm a fan of ginger ale. I usually don't drink it because there's no like, actually I think there are ginger ale zeros now, but like back in my day, ginger ales were all like full sugar. I just wasn't going to be drinking that. So, but yeah, this tastes very good. It's very refreshing. I actually like the taste of ginger if it's not too intense. This is not too intense of a ginger. So very nice. So this is just a crazy chart to see. So look at this, December 2nd. Why is this so blurry, by the way? December 2nd was the final, that was the evening of, but before we knew how bad everything was going to get. December 3rd right here. It doesn't even say the date because they didn't have enough room, but December 3rd was yesterday. That was when everything went to shit. But yeah, I should have given this a rating. I'm going to give this a like 8.6. I actually like this. I enjoy it. You know what they need to bring back? The coconut berry Red Bull. Sugar-free. They have the coconut berry. I want the for a very brief amount of time, they had a sugar-free coconut berry. I love that. It reminds me of like early, like my first year of streaming because I used to drink those. So let's see what people are saying though. Do you really believe a lot of people move to trials, the AFK at salvage? Probably a small percent. Listen, this is a conspiracy that I have, something I sort of am leaning on. I think what they want is just, they want to give players a reason to explore more of sailing. Right now, salvaging is so shitty. I'm not even salvaging right now, but, or you guys can't even see my screen, but I'm sitting on my boat salvaging, but my guy wasn't doing anything. I think what Jagex really wants is people to just go around and explore new options. Maybe you would actually like port tasks. I have such a bad taste in my mouth over port tasks because I was doing it when you got 57 XP for moving a fucking dinky little raft like for 3 minutes and you get 50 XP for it. So I have a very bad taste in my mouth of port tasks, but a lot of people are saying port tasks now are great. It just feels like it might take a little bit of brain power, which I'm not really willing to use. It feels like port tasks, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know right now in the live chat. By the way, we are live right now, so if you want to check it out, Twitch and YouTube down in the description. But I feel like port tasks, there is such a wide range of how much XP you could potentially get because there's so much optimization with routes and picking up stuff. I know that we're eventually going to have some crazy efficient guides, but trying to do that blind or trying to just kind of figure it out, there is going to be this endless feeling that you're not doing things right or like you're losing XP somehow because it's just such a wide expanse of ocean that how do you even figure out like what the most efficient things are? And it just feels like there's so much potential to be losing XP. Barracuda Trials, at least, it feels like you can actually reach the top thing if you get really good at it. And then combat, it just feels like so many people are avoiding combat right now. Like who is actively doing bounty tasks? Honestly, even in the blog post, they were saying, we're looking at combat. We know it's not like in the best spot or something, but we just don't really know what to do with it right now. So just pretty much wait. Like, because I would love to do ship combat. It just feels like crap. And it feels like the only way to actually do it is like I've popped into Scott VC's stream and he just is killing like vampire krakens and his boat is just perfectly lined up. He's got tile markers lined up, everything, just so both cannons can shoot the dude at the same time. He's got full max Masori and everything. And even then, like the kills take forever. He's got everything lined up so perfectly that it feels like doing anything other than that is just a total waste of fucking time, which is just kind of sad, honestly. it is just a sad feeling. And plus, I kind of want to get a dragon cannon, honestly, before I get into all that. Anyway, I canceled the cruise in real life, not supporting the industry after this nerf. I like how, well, December 4th hasn't even it's just begun, but like it's funny that this is even here. But yeah, 20% nerf to just the XP. Oh my God. I got to 90 before yesterday. I'm in no rush to 99. Is basically no new content to unlock. So going to go back to PVM Slayer, etc., and come back to sailing later when they buff it back up. It actually feels like that too. Right now, I'm just salvaging because why the fuck not? As you guys see, I'm just salvaging over here. What is my guy? Oh, my shit's full. Okay, that probably makes more sense why nothing's happening. But seriously, it feels kind of like a waste right now to be just even salvaging. The nerfs were too harsh, but the training of sailing being over centralized around salvaging, which I think objectively isn't a good thing for a brand new skill. You know what they could also do is just sort of increase the rates of other things. Like that would have been a better feeling. I understand they don't want to just make the whole skill like 400k XP an hour on the top end, but like they really could have done. Thank you, Anjiru, for the prime. They really could have just upped some of the other XP and just even like an actual 10% nerf to salvaging would have been fine. They were saying 20 to 30. This shit's like a 50% nerf. It's actually just wild how crazy the nerf really was. The other thing is like salvaging is a way to actually get consistent loot. Barracuda trials, you're not getting any loot. Port tasks, you're just getting coins. Bounty tasks, nobody's fucking doing right now. Fishing trawler, apparently, or the sailing trawler, whatever it's called. I haven't done it yet, but like, is that good? It just feels like the rewards are coming from the salvaging. And is it just me, or did it feel like salvaging was being advertised so much? Let me zoom this up a little bit. It was being advertised so much at the pre-sailing release. Like it just felt like this is what you're going to be doing, or port tasks or Barracuda trials. It's like one of the three. Pick one of the three. Port tasks are simply okay. They need some sort of spice. Add more rapids or something to give us something to interact with. Okay. They added smart movement for sailing monsters, so you can't safe spot them now. What? Are you sure? Did that happen yesterday? Because I think I was watching Scott yesterday, literally doing the same thing, unless that just randomly happened. It looked like he was still doing it. They have balanced everything kind of around tick manipulation at the moment, which I have provided a guide for the 2.5 tick. I'll provide a guide for Slasher's Bark. But yeah, a lot of people just don't want to do it. And we'll see some Reddit posts here in a second. The fishing is like 14k fishing, 20k sailing per hour with extractor. Fucking hell, that is horrible. Why? The fishing should, if the sailing with the extractor is gonna be 20k sailing per hour, the fishing should have been like 80. Like, come on, dude. Wait until Jagex realizes how much XP per hour farming is. Yeah, 1 point. Listen, I understand. So this guy is right here on Reddit is just finding it silly that they're just trying to make the crystal extractor seem more overpowered than maybe it is by just saying the effective XP per hour is 1.2 mil. The problem with this is that it's not. You are never just going to be using the extractor. So the way this little screenshot is taken, it reminds me of birdhouses. Who remembers when Fossil Island came out and they were just talking about like how OP birdhouses could have been if they weren't using their brains? Because I think at one, I don't know who it was, one of the mods was considering having birdhouses give like 10 times the XP that they do, because it felt like, oh, you have to wait 50 minutes. So it'd be cool to get like, 40k or 50k XP an hour every 40 minutes. Like that'll balance out properly. No, but the effective XP per hour would have just been nuts, if the birdhouses were too much. But the issue is the crystal extractor is on a boat. The crystal extractor is not like a separate activity. It's in conjunction with doing everything sailing. So it is different. It doesn't, nobody is just going to be using the extractor to get to 99 or 200. Like, nobody's doing that. People, and they've already made changes. I think people were doing that, but then they made some changes where like you have to get off of the dock in the first place to even start using it. We'll play that after. I'm doing a little YouTube video. That is funny. Remind me, Anjiru. They missed the mark with trawling. I haven't tried it out, but that's crazy. Give us astrals when we deliver to Lunar Isle, Colda, etc., whatever you guys call it. Rawfish to Relica. Let's see what these guys said, though. This was such a hilarious take. They could have made it so Crystal Extractor would only charge while you were moving, leave everything else as is, and the outrage would have been so much... Dude! That's brilliant, actually. Except, I wonder, if the boat had to be moving, could you technically just drive your boat into an object, and then would the boat register as it's still moving, and you could still use the extractor? Because then it feels a little bit awkward. Like, you could never really you can never justify parking your ship. You'd always have to be like sailing into something perpetually, which would feel a little bit weird. That's kind of an interesting idea, though. Theater of Blood Chest looting is effectively 5 trill GP per hour. Yeah, that's awesome. It's like, Jagging's designed it this way. They calc XP rewards, set the cooldown rate. Why are they laying it out? Like the clown's not understanding it strong. Listen, I'm going to give my take on the extractor right now. This obviously will change. I think the more and more I hear from other people's opinions on everything, it definitely is changing. So don't think this is set in stone. But what if they just made it so the extractor was like 250 XP as it is right now, but you could let it kind of go for a couple more minutes? I think I maybe said this in the last video, but like, what about after another minute, if you don't harvest it, it gains another 150 XP. So by the time 2 minutes have passed, you can click it and you get 400 XP. It would still be always more efficient to click it every minute, but you could do it. You could wait for it. And then after 3 minutes, maybe it gains another 100 XP. So after 3 minutes, it's 500 XP. And then maybe after 4 minutes, it's 550 XP. And then after, 5 full minutes, that's when it actually stops. And that's when you can claim the full, like, I don't know, 550 or 600 or something like that. Because then I feel like, I don't know, that feels all right, doesn't it? Kind of, sort of. I don't know. The extractor, honestly, it feels like most people that I'm seeing are just like, just delete the extractor. It just, who wants it at this point? It just, now that it's not 600 XP, it just feels like, like you kind of just got to use it, but it doesn't feel the best. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? It should have always been utility, not XP, in my opinion. Extractor's fine now. Okay. This guy finds it fine. Passive crystal sharding. I do love the crystal shards. I cannot lie about that. Salvaging is now the equivalent of fishing salmon in free-to-play and dropping the inventory. Oh, God. This is bad, boys. Maybe just in crystal water, like by Prif. But then it would just be well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like that. I like my crystal shards, boys. Port tasks are ass. Trawling is ass. Bounty tasks are ass. Trials is janky. Water agility with no loot. Salvaging actually felt old school, familiar, comfortable, good. Simple as it's not rocket science. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do like water agility. They the fact that there's no loot is a bit odd. I can't lie about that. I just had a Sae Bae cast yesterday with Megan that'll be uploaded very soon, and we were talking about like why doesn't like Barracuda Trials even drop clue scrolls? That seems like the perfect place to give elite clue scrolls from like Barracuda Trials, because one, most people that are just doing sailing, they're not even going to do their clues anyway, but now you can stack up to 5. So if you're not going to give any loot, at least give clue scrolls. This would have meant much more to me if I was still playing on Sae Bae, but like I wouldn't even care. But I know other people still care about getting a Bloodhound and whatever else. That would have been a great opportunity to give clues. If it's meant to be used in trials, then it probably just shouldn't give good XP, right? The extractor. You're being so disingenuous, hurting your argument. It doesn't matter. He'll still get upvoted. Today was a day. Matt K on Twitter. What does he say? Today. Why is everything so blurry? Today was a day where I could join the Fally riots and not get fired. Holy shit. He's cooking. He's cooking, boys. Let's see if Old School's posted anything yet. Nope, not yet. It's funny how happy and optimistic everyone was before this update. Jagex had really hit a home run. Oh, no. Everyone was so happy. The only critique was sailing combat, and people were still optimistic for the future and unfussed at the present. Now I feel like the overall vibe is depression over this update. Many people are not even motivated to log in and AFK on a second monitor. Well, let's be honest. Most of us are still playing. Right? Who's still playing? Type 1 if you're still playing. But, yeah, he's got a point. Like, there is this sense of, like, this sort of depression of you didn't abuse it now and everything. It still feels like we're in this lull period where like things will get better. So yeah, I accidentally discovered a 2 GP per hour method. What is this, sailing related? What does he say? So I clapped a bot in the Rev caves. I just don't care. Was this some sailing joke? I want it to be sailing only. Come on. Jagex, if you don't revert the changes, then you know what's going to happen next. Oh my God, the fucking Tea Party meme. Over 10,000 upvotes. Jesus. Oda has a solid point. Literally just keep the crystal extractor nerf and revert the diabolical salvage nerfs. Question mark in parentheses. Punishing the employed is a wild move. I mean, that's what RuneScape's philosophy has always been about. Like, I definitely agree with him here, but like, come on, the employed have always been punished when it comes to RuneScape. That, like, has that not been the case always? Like, that's like the philosophy of Old School. But he's got a point. Jagex didn't fix the extractor. It's functionally the same, and you still feel obligated to click it. Also, they completely lied about how they would redispute the XP. It is true. Scroll down and watch the video on Oda post. The video? There's a video? The context of this post after this clip is wild. What is this? Oh.
We are looking to...
Let me reset this. My desktop audio wasn't on.
Jagex just made a statement about sailing nerfs. The team have been discussed all the feedback you've shared following our changes this morning. We are looking to make changes. We need more time to execute them. In the meantime, we've updated the blog with what we're looking to do. Understandably, today's update was spawned a lot of chatter. We apologize for the radio silence up until now. And we just needed a little bit of time to chat back and forth as a team while keeping up all the feedback and valid frustration coming from you guys. While we don't have specifics right now, we have a rough direction of where we would like to explore.
What does he say?
We'll
skip ahead.
I'm selling that guy out for one gifted. His name is T-Man900 in the chat. He comes in every day and he just comes in here just to flame. Literally just keep the extractor nerf and revert the diabolical salvage nerfs. Punishing the employed is a wild move. I'm gonna copy and paste what this guy said and quote retweet it. Quote retweet.
That's all. Oh my God.
Listen, Gunji, you know what's crazy? Imagine if I post this, right, and I get like crazy amount of likes and views, and then I just stole it from some guy in the comments.
God damn it.
I'm posting it, fuck it. Somebody go gas me up so we can get some traction on it early. True shameless. This might be the smartest thing that...
Oh my dear God.
Yo! Jagex just made a statement about sailing nerfs. The team has been...
Holy shit. That is funny. Okay, Jagex didn't... Okay, I already read that one. Beyond kneecapping salvaging. What are these descriptors? Kneecapping salvaging. Jagex posted the official rates of sailing drops. Can we discuss their absurdity? This was another thing that I can't lie. It does feel a little bit weird. I think I actually browsed this post earlier this morning, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this. But like, it is weird. To preface, I'm an iron with a fair amount of collection logging, and yes, I'm slightly salty that I've almost hit 99 without a dragon cannon. The dragon cannon being 1 in 20,000 is quite insane, especially now that you're not even encouraged to actually sort the salvage. Like, come on, dude. Why? Listen, I'm gonna bring this up right now too. So I was thinking of this idea. Let me know right now in the live chat. I'll pull it over to the other screen. What if this salvaging station, for many of you listening right now, understand that if you go to an herb patch or an allotment patch and you spam click for a little bit or click twice and release, your guy starts double timing the herb pick. So your guy like does this little weird motion and he's picking 2 every 3 ticks. Same thing with allotments. If you're harvesting your watermelons or your snake grass, you're getting 2. If you just click it once, you're only getting 1 every 3 ticks, but you get 2. What if this thing worked like that? So you can run over here, spam click a little bit, release, and then your salvage is sorted 2 every 3 ticks. Would that be like, how would you guys feel about that? I honestly feel like that could be a solid change where there is still that encouragement to sort. It doesn't feel like total shit. And the sorting actually becomes faster, meaning that in a weird, in a way that's not encouraging tick manipulation, it actually is encouraging more active gameplay, because right now the sorting does take a significant amount of time that having 2 people on the extractors, like it's a little bit more encouraged, which it feels like Jagex is not trying to do. That'd be a sweet change. That'd be awesome. If you want crewmate 30-minute AFK not to be meta, why don't they just lower salvage XP for crewmates? Leave player salvaging as is and increase sword XP. That's genius. Honestly, that is genius. I feel like their whole idea behind all this was to make it so AFKing for long periods of time is just not as good, which I totally agree. All they really had to do was just, yeah, like what you said, FF, what is just, let me go back here, is just nerf these 2 dudes that are salvaging for you. Just nerf their XP. So what it ends up becoming is AFKing for 30 minutes and filling up your cargo is ultimately just giving you a better chance at uniques. And it's not giving an insane amount of XP per hour of you doing nothing. So I actually like that. I like that. That's actually what they should do. Honestly, that's a great idea. Wouldn't the tick method be like 300k if you up the player salvage? No, it wouldn't. If you upped the player salvage, are you saying the salvaging station, which I was just saying, like doing it double time? I'm just talking about the salvaging station doing it double time, because that would not increase any of the XP per hour. Right now, JCW is getting like 210k XP an hour, and he's just dropping all the salvage. So, and even before that, I think it was just like right up with either dropping or using the salvaging station. But most people were salvaging when the XP was still like 90 XP to clean it, just because it was just a chill moment where you didn't have to tick manipulate. Everyone besides Iron should be dropping salvage post nerf. Yeah, it's very sad. Get this man a job at Jagex. Yeah, just pay me. I don't want to actually work, but just pay me money for talking. Gnome Cube Island win. Yeah, for real. So this guy, I want to point out the interesting things that he kind of says. Dragon Cannon 1 in 20,000. Beyond the issue of the most meaningful ship combat upgrade coming from a semi-AFK activity, why are we locking one component of one Dragon Cannon behind an average of 60-hour grind? Is it actually 60 hours? I got so fucking lucky on my first cannon. I still need one more. But yeah, I got my shit at like right before 88, which is wild. But and then he's talking about the boat paints. The boat paints are very weird because there is a singular Barracuda paint apparently. And it's easier to get in the first 2 than it is Gwyneth Glide, which makes 0 sense. And it just has this weird, awkward encouragement to go to the earlier courses, which is just a horrible feeling. So he's got a point. The Salvers paint, this is what we were talking about yesterday, the 1 in 24,000, and specifically from the mercenary shipwrecks. Like, what the fuck? The Marshall salvage, yeah. That's crazy. What did they say? There have been so many amazing updates in the last 10 years, but the way drop rates have been designed is really off-putting to people that aren't either obsessed with the game or playing it as their job. It was also off-putting to all the streamers that tried this game this year, even though it is their job. Listen, he's got a point. I made a video of this, and I made a little short kind of this particular thing. Why are drop rates getting so extreme? In fact, what was the other thing he said about Frost Dragons? I think Frost Dragons is the other one that's insane. Yeah, this one. To start, the amount of dragon sheets you need to max out one sloop, one big boat, you need 100 dragon sheets. That would be an average of 20,000 Frost Dragons killed off task. This ridiculousness has been talked to death, but I don't know how the Band-Aid solution was to put increased drop rates behind a Slayer task. Yeah. Secondly, some of the drops listed in the official post are comically incorrect, between 6 to 8 times rarer than crowdsourced wiki rates. Yeah, so it's just like, if it would have made a little bit more sense had Frost Dragons been a part of like Metal Dragons. I know they couldn't be a part of Metal Dragons, but they should have just had like Chromatic Dragons and like Metal Dragons as tasks. Chromatic Dragons, actually, as a Frost Dragon, even a Chromatic Dragon, I don't know. But then at least you could have a reasonable way of getting that increased chance of getting these dragon sheets. But still, 100 dragon sheets to max out a boat, and they're so fucking rare. I got 2 of them last night off stream, so 98 more to go. Oh god. Okay, let's see what else. If streamer gets 99 sailing in 5 days, nobody panics because it's all part of the hype. But if time short working adults get more than 40 XP per hour, then everyone loses their minds. Oh god. Oh fuck. These posts are probably the strongest recession indicator I've seen. It's, yeah. Mod Arcane's drop tables, man. It's just, we need to go back to like the olden days, you know? The olden days where your best in slot weapon was an Abyssal Whip, 1 in 500 from a basic mob. Like, they're just great. Just perfect. Now we're going with like 400, 500 hour grinds and stuff for one singular pixel item. It's getting out of control. Did the time to get cannon with change with the 4 to 5 tick change for loot? Yeah, no, it did. It's still, because it's still a 1 in 20,000. So if you're AFKing, well, I think they tried to balance it out. So it's you're 20% more likely to now get a salvage, but it also had a 20% nerf, so it basically equals out. But tick manipulating has become super OP for getting the cannon. So if your main goal is to just get the cannon, definitely learn to tick manipulate if you haven't already. Like, that's absolutely essential. So let's see. JMod's hiding from Reddit when real feedback is given. Listen, we have to remember, I'm speaking to you guys, but like these are like the creatures of the internet that I really need to address here. But like, apparently what I saw earlier this morning is that like in Foe's stream, Husky was in there, and like Husky had said like he's getting death threats or something, and just people being very, very, very shitty to him and the team and everything like that. So you all have all heard this a bajillion times, but like, obviously don't disrespect and don't disrespect, but don't be like fucking rude and stuff to like the actual team, because, you know, people make mistakes, and it's not a life or death fucking thing. But that was really sad for me to hear. That's sad for me to hear how amazing sailing is, and then one thing that somebody disagrees with, it just ends up being just so much negativity toward the devs that have worked so hard on this. So it makes me sad, because Husky's like such a good dude, and like, fuck, he doesn't deserve that. Sailing now bad. We love the new skill with good AFK rates. We love it as well. And then I haven't seen this, so I don't understand it fully, but I kind of get it. The real reason players are mad. I have been noticing a lot of posts that are extremely condescending and frankly weird from players laughing and mocking at those upset about the changes. There is a good reason to be upset. There was not a single mention of salvaging XP rates being nerfed, changed. There was only mention of redistribution of XP from the Crystal Extractor nerf. Jagex did not talk about nerfs, their plans for nerfs, mention the changes they wanted to make with the XP changes. Nothing, not a single mention of this in the slightest. Many players are mad at the change itself because, let's be honest, it was a stupid change. Now, before you get your pantaloons in a twist, I am talking about the cleaning salvage nerf. It is such a weird change that makes the entire skilling cycle feel weird and off. I'll explain why. Each salvaging tier has its own special collection log that will give kudos plus XP lamp. One gives an extremely rare 1 in 24,000 paint, and another a 1 in 20,000 boat upgrade called the Dragon Cannon. The only way for salvage to be cleaned is to do it manually. Instead of nerfing the XP to the automated part, gathering salvage with crewmates, they buffed that and nerfed the manual part, cleaning. It just doesn't make sense. It actively harms your XP rates to clean the salvage you gathered, yet so many uniques come from cleaning the salvage. Jagex should have slightly nerfed the XP from both gathering salvage and cleaning, not nuke the cleaning into the ground. They did this so it didn't hurt people who want to take manipulate the scale. However, why are we letting the tiniest group of tiniest group dictate the largest group's playstyle. This is confusing to me. Yeah, they need to they need to re-up the XP rates from sorting the salvage. And like I just said several minutes ago, if they could just had it double time, even that would be good enough, I think, to sort of double up the amount, or to double up the speed at which you sort salvage. So, and I would still suggest upping the XP anyway, because at these merchant salvages, this used to be like, what was it, 92 or 96 XP per sort, something 95, whatever it was. 95, is it like half, I think? Because it used to be 190 to actually salvage it. I think it was like half that, 95. Now it's 34. It's just absolutely pathetic. Watch, you get 34 XP. Just up that to like 50 and then make it so you can double time it. So you're cleaning 2 at the speed you'd be cleaning 1 currently. And then you're kind of back at where you are, but you're not getting quite as much XP because you're not getting the salvage quick enough. You know what I mean? Anyway, I've brought that up twice now, but figured I'd reiterate on it. Well, the issue is also, look at the scaling of sorting. It goes up by 2. Yeah, imagine grinding from your boats from 80 to 87. You get a whole whopping 2 XP per. It's wild. Makes 0 sense. I think when there's 5+ maxed out worlds where all the people are camped on the same few tiles and nerf is warranted, was it too far? Probably. Thank you, Cold Cereal. And hear me out, guys. What if okay, let me get your guys' takes right now. So you know how like everybody is now just absolutely obsessed with just parking their boat and never moving? Like, the worst thing you could possibly have happen to you right now is you having to manually move your boat to another spot. You know what I mean? Like, that just feels so bad now. Like, you will just sit here and not loot and just watch your guy rather than just move your boat a few tiles over to the next spot. Especially if you're just right here. You just move here and here, back and forth. But nobody wants to really do that. And I just wonder, like, with all these nerfs, I feel like if they were to have kept all these nerfs, at least make it so the salvages are just like always up, kind of. You just hop worlds. I've hopped worlds, and I hop to a world where they're both depleted, and then I hop a world again, they're both depleted, and then I hop a world again, they're both depleted. And I'm like, I should have just fucking navigated my ship to the next one and had the full time. Because it seems like right now, how to actually maximize your XP per hour is 1.5 tick, which nobody wants to do. But also just go to an empty world and manually move your boat to the next spot. Because then you get the full, like, what is it, 4.5 minutes these things last? And if both of them are depleted, you have a potential to wait like 4.5 minutes for the next one to respawn. It's probably going to be less than that, but like you have those odds. So Dragon Hook is basically a cosmetic since it only provides 5k XP more than the Rune Hook. Does it actually? That's so bad. They need to like up that, maybe. Or don't. Or up it when I get a dragon one, right? No. It was so good and so AFK that it encouraged AFKing over engaging with the skill, and nerf was necessary in my opinion. But like I said before, should focus nerf around crewmate XP, not salvaging. That is a wonderful point. I know you said that earlier, but that is so important, I think, to get across, is like what Jagex needed to do was nerf your crewmates XP that they're providing. So they could still provide all the salvage and everything at the same rate, but the XP you're actually gaining for other people working is less. Because isn't the ghost guy like 70% of the XP? That could have been like 40% and the other guy like 30%. That would feel a little bit more fair. And then if you want to actively salvage, your dude would be, it would like, you know how they were mentioning like the trickling of like, we're going to reduce the crystal extractor and add it to apply it to other forms of, or like other methods. That would have been the perfect solution where if you're actively doing the salvaging, you're getting more like loot, or like you're getting more salvage or whatever, you know? Do you see Max Champion Cape and Slayer Hood added anytime soon? Who knows, honestly. It's been years since we first heard that. Okay, let's see. We're going to cover a few more. The effective XP per hour, all right. I want to see a rate, or I want to see a post of one of the like people complaining about tick manipulation. That's what I want to see. Because I know there was some earlier. They're pumping water, Dylan. If you salvage, eat shit, pretty much. Yeah. Petition to roll back the nerfs. Oh, God. Look at this guy. Yeah. This is sale bad now. Are people actually... Where is like where are the posts? The fucking... Oh, yeah. They don't have the thumbs up, thumbs down. They have the 5 stars now. I don't think I've clicked this one singular time. I am not helping the game out. Could there be a single double spots where the single ones, if you want to play more actively and move around, give some benefit? Or could... Yeah. No, I mean, there could. I am very excited. Let's check the tweets one more time. Let's see if they're about to post something. No, not yet. We'll have to make a separate video on this. But I just want to see where a tick manipulation post is. Here it is. Hot take: promoting tick manipulation is bad. Firstly, I think I actually saw this morning. Firstly, I'd like to start by saying that I understand many people who perform tick manipulation genuinely enjoy it. And I'm not suggesting we should remove tick manipulation from the game. That's not what this post is about. The image. My concern is that by actively changing XP rates in a way that encourages players to use tick manipulation over standard methods, we're pushing the game in an unhealthy direction for the average player. These rapid, repetitive actions will cause some players to push themselves into developing RSI, repetitive strain injury, such as carpal tunnel syndrome. I've never thought tick manipulation was healthy, even though I've done some of it in the past, but actively promoting it is another thing entirely. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that tick manipulation exists and letting skilled players use it if they want, but promoting it as the correct optimal way to train is harmful. It creates an unnecessary gap between normal players and those willing to perform extremely high APM techniques. It also shifts OSRs from a strategy-focused game into a timing-based clicking exercise, which is never part of the intended game design. What I'm saying is that we should avoid pushing the player toward methods that are physically strenuous, unintuitive, and unhealthy. Instead, we should promote safer, more accessible, and more balanced ways to play the game, methods that reward knowledge and dedication without risking injury. Listen, this guy's right on with a lot, and I love how like unbiased he's very bending over backwards sort of to defend tick manipulation, but as well as like just state the facts. This is what I've been saying for years, guys. This is tick manipulation. The fun of tick manipulation, if you find it fun at all, if you've ever tried it, it's not about how many fucking clicks you can do in a minute or a second, but it's just the rhythm you get into. Nothing about it has to do with breaking your wrist. Again, I always bring up these examples, but like think of solo ohm. Solo ohm is a rhythmic fight. You're going back, and I'm talking about like traditional tridenting or sanguinesti, not the 5-tick or 3-tick stuff that we now have, but classic tridenting, doing 4-0 or 4-1. That shit is so fun. But guess why it's fun? Or let me say it this way. Do you think doing solo ohm and then having to knife log every fucking time you go by would increase the fun of that? No. Like the knife logging is doing fucking nothing to make anything feel good. It's about rhythm. Like you can have rhythm without breaking your wrists over things. Verzik at top, phase 2 Verzik, when she starts bouncing and stuff every 4 ticks, and you're just moving back and forth, attacking, that shit can be very addicting. It's so simple. It's just staying in a 4-tick rhythm or staying in any sort of rhythm with any sort of fight. Like PVM thrives so much because a lot of the time you're in these rhythmic situations that are not wrist breaking. It's just a simple click and a click. It's not like a click, 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 drop fucking 3 things, click, 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 drop 3 things every 1.8 seconds. It's just horrible. It's a horrible thing. So I enjoy tick manipulation because of rhythm. I enjoy embracing rhythm. I enjoy the satisfaction of predictable resource extraction. I think those are the words I've said before. It is so satisfying to anticipate you actually receiving loot and maybe getting a double roll at it. There's something so nice and satisfying about that stuff. But what's not satisfying is doing more than 5 minutes of knife log, drop, drop, knife log, drop, drop, click, knife drop, and then it's just out of control. Can we please embrace the good stuff of it, embrace the rhythm, embrace everything else, and get rid of just the amount of clicks? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Hot take, it's common sense to not enjoy ruining your wrist. It's true. So I just needed to see one of these posts because people are so like allergic to anything with knife log. They just don't want to touch it. And for good reason. Like, nobody wants to be. I am like a super nerdy player that has enjoyed tick manipulation. I don't got the fucking wrist capacity to do this shit for more than 20 minutes. Like, it's just not worth it. It's simply not worth it. It just hurts over time. Like, it's just discomfort. Nobody wants to be doing this. And like I said earlier in the video, JCW has made it easier for himself even. He's stationed the game that's not how it was supposed to be. And again, all love to JCW. This is not trying to call you out or anything, but it's just, I have been lurking in your stream, and I just noticed that the people that would be so resistant toward any change, like adding a gnome cube or adding just any way for you to not have to use a knife log, they get scared of like, oh no, knife log, we can't have knife log anymore, this game's over, skilling's dead. Yet they'll install every single plugin that makes everything easier for them to grind out this kind of stuff. So everybody, it's a universal thing that everybody wants to make the game easier for themselves. So, but also still embracing fun. I think that's like the important thing, is like to embrace that fun. And I think a way to do that is just literally let's just ease back on the amount of clicks that we need to do. And we can keep all the fun. This is not going to magically make everybody want to tick manipulate, but at least there have always been ways, by the way, to tick manipulate without ever even using anything in your inventory. I've shown that in the past with like Addy pickaxe and other things like that. There's always ways to do that, and it actually becomes quite enjoyable when the clicks are very low. You don't have to click all the time, but you're still in this nice little flow that's keeping you engaged. So anyway, I'm just rambling so fucking much right now, but I needed to say that. I don't want to play with you anymore. I just love Toy Story. This is just so fucking great. Bye, Woody. I adore the Addy pick tech. Hell yeah. For 5 minutes, it's all right. 2 tick skilling. You're doing that shit for hours. Thank you. Thank you, Zing. Yes. The chill stuff feels so good. And listen, if they came out with, let me just bring up this screen really quick. They have a fletching knife. This shit allows you to fletch stuff 1 tick faster, except for, making bows or whatever. They've made it so the first action is still 3 ticks, and then the subsequent ones are 2 tick. The Salaster's Bark, that should have been an exception. Clicking the Salaster's Bark with a fletching knife should have started a 3 tick action, similar to a knife log in just 1 click. That, if they would just do that, like, we'd be in such a better position. We wouldn't be in the final position, I would say. We could see a day where ultimately most methods maintain rhythm, and there's nothing about being in your inventory every single 3 ticks that needs. This is not something that needs to be had in order to embrace rhythm in this game, but at least it would be a step forward to reducing carpal tunnel in players, especially if Jagex is going to be encouraging tick manipulation with everything. Crewmate salvage shouldn't give 140 XP. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. FF was just saying, like, if they really wanted to just nerf the AFK, the crazy 30-minute AFKs of stuff, just make it so your crewmates just don't give as much XP. They could still loot this, they can still gain the salvages at the same rate, but just make it so the XP that you are gaining for their work is just reduced, and then everything else is maybe even upped. So actively salvaging is good XP again. So okay, well, there's so much more to talk about. I will have another video out very, very soon, guys, with the old school announcement that they will be sharing later today. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and check out all these rambles on Spotify, by the way. Link down in the description. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.